Sorry, it won't give me an option to rejoin that live for some reason. I don't know why. Usually it does. Well, he got covered in work, didn't he? I don't know why. You're live on another device. I know. But it won't give me that option when I'm on the same device that I was on earlier. Anyway, let me know when Shannon gets here, because I was trying to answer her question. She had a question about a injection for an orthopedic patient on the knee who had test ordered a shot given, and AAPC wanted it to be a 99212, and she wanted to know why. I plan on using Jen's. Great, Megan, you have at it. Network and use all the different resources you can find. Absolutely. $17. Hey, Go-Kart, how's it going? I meant to ask, did you lose your phone? I was wondering where, if Shannon made it back in here. Hey, Cass. So what happened was we had a patient who AAPC says is a straightforward level visit, but the doctor ordered exams, probably x-rays, and they gave an injection. There she is. They gave an injection, and it was in a knee, and it should go under 213. It should, because it's ordering each unique test, right? Since they ordered an x-ray, it needs to be at least 1 to 2 of these. It needs to be at least one of the 2 categories. We have 2 different categories. At least one would be ordering a unique test like radiology. So that would put it here. Plus the injection into the knee is definitely not go home and rest kind of situation. It runs a risk of causing an infection into the patient, right? The only thing that I can think of is that the patient was actually there for the procedure, which was just the shot, and you bill just the procedure. Now, where you would get, and you don't normally bill an office visit with a procedure at all. You only bill usually the procedure. Because unless they did a full evaluation where they went in your eyes, down your throat, they did listen to your bowels, they checked your extremities. That's why every time you go in for a lump in your breast, they're always looking down your ear, up your nose, down your throat, because they have to do an E&M visit, which is an exam of so many body parts. So straightforward, limited would have been a problem-focused one body part area, which we can see that. Now, if they didn't look in the ears, the nose, the throat, anywhere else, then they were just a problem-focused. But the risk of them with radiation ordering and the injection brings another thing. But if that was considered something different or part of the procedure that they were going to bill as just a procedure somewhere else, then they did another visit of one body part by itself without the consideration of the injection and the x-ray. And it was just like for stuffy nose. I don't know. They have another question out there that is a dermatologist saw a teenager for cyst removal of acne. And they code it down here too. But they sent those things off for culture, and she's removing cyst from the face. I can't imagine. It just seems like it would be a 99213, and I always get that one wrong. But they want to bill it as a 99212. And it just does not seem like it's a limited, go take some Tylenol kind of thing, because she wrote a 30-day prescription of antibiotics that the kid's going to have to take forever. You know, it's long-term acne. You have birth defects that come from this stuff, and it's going to be 30 days worth of antibiotics probably for the next prepubescent period until they become adult. And that just seems not a life-changing thing, you know, like putting them on AFib medicine or something like that. So unfortunately, you're going to find some questions that no matter how much training and logic we put behind them, AAPC is just going to want a different answer. Their questions are not true to life, how you would bill in real life. There's a purpose and a reason for their question, and it's psychological. Hold on, my kids are barking at the door.
Can we go play basketball at Demon's house?
No.
Yes.
As long as you're back before dark, shoes and socks on. And you have to be home before dark. Is James gonna go?
Yeah, he's gonna go.
All right. Oh, Lord. All right. My kids are going to go outside and play. Good Lord. They're going to be running loose on the neighborhood while I'm in here teaching. Oh, my. I hope it gets dark soon, because I told them they had to be home by dark. Okay. Let's see. What are y'all saying in chat? I'm sorry. I think it was a glitch. And yes, I've seen some of their questions incorrect. Not very many, but I have seen some of them incorrect. The rationale says the answer is this or is not this, and then that's the answer they wanted. I know I have one question like that, and it could be, and I hate my cystic dermatology kid. So if y'all ever see that question where they remove these cysts, put them on long-term antibiotics, and sent them out for culture, y'all know that the answer they're wanting was this one. You can always contact AAPC, send them the question, tell them you think it's an error, and let them know. You can also talk to Alex at AAPC on their Facebook page. He's super handy dandy. 2. Yeah, you're right. No one codes like that. I work for an oncologist and I do mid to high level all the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because these doctors do a lot to the patients. Yep, I'm sure they do. Hematologist, yeah, absolutely. I wish I knew. There's just some questions that no matter what rationale we use, we're going to get them wrong. And it's not very many. It's less than 1%, but there are a few out there that are just crazy. Crazy questions for no good reason, and the answer leaves you very puzzled, for sure. All right. What kind of questions do y'all want to see tonight? I've been so busy at pulling those questions for the year-long magazine articles and sorting them into each different document I have for each category of the exam that I haven't prepped anything, but I have a ton of pages up of questions. Anybody want to go over modifiers or guideline questions, cardiology, burns? I even have a few for the CCS down here because they're just too complicated for the CPC. I have E&M, integumentary, 6000s, all those up right now, and compliance. Lab and path, integumentary, E&M, OBGYN. Ooh, OBGYN. Immunizations. Let's see. Okay. Start at the top. E&M. E&M was said first. All right. Add some new questions. In fact, there was a new question I was about to post before. That. Not that one. This one I was about to post. This one was a new one I was about to post and didn't yet because I didn't hit the copy button and paste. Let me do that real quick. Post this one down here. It's a new one. It had some numbers in there I haven't played around with very much. 99424. What's going on with that code in our 26? And then our answer is this. And post rationale. Per CPT guidelines, blah, blah, blah. I wish y'all followed the guidelines all the time. Okay. Where's my little thingy to get this stuff out of the way? All right. Come on, camera, focus. You can focus on those codes, I promise. Oh, 99424. Where are we at with these codes? 424 is on page 67 because the codes are out of sequence. Of course. 424 and 426. And if you have my notes, the little bitty number beside the code means the page number it's supposed to be on, but isn't on. I didn't intend on these notes to be posted ever because I typed all of E&M this year, but some people found that the typing was harder than just looking page by page, so y'all ended up getting copies of my notes, but that's one of the number one questions. What does that mean? Why have you got a 50 there? That's the page number that it's supposed to be on, but it's not there. I like to have that info. It does nothing for the CPC exam. It's just teaching. So we've got our header, which we're supposed to pay attention to first, principal care management services. Is there anything in particular besides time that I need to know about? What's our 26 dealing with? It's a difference between single high-risk disease. Got single high-risk disease. Yeah. Both of them are principal care management, single high, following requirements. They've got 4 different bullet points. Good gracious. And we need to know, is there any do nots or do's that we can code with or without them? They do have a lot of do nots. We know we can't code the 2-4 with the 2-5 in the same calendar year. Can we do anything with the 2-6, 2-7, 2-6, and 2-7 in the same calendar year? We do have a table that we might need to be able to use. See what the differences are, for sure. Surprise us with questions. I'll do everything in order of how y'all wrote them in there. You could go over supplemental codes for infectious diseases. Okay. I do have some new ICD-10 questions with that B95 in them. Absolutely. All right. Do you see any coding irregularities first off the bat based off those parentheticals up underneath these codes? You're welcome, Shannon. Anytime. E&M is a different booger. It certainly is. It is a different barrel of wax for sure. Anybody see any coding irregularities? You want to eliminate D. Do you think C would be a possibility? We've got 2 mama codes and an add-on code together. No modifiers to tell us that we're doing 2 different things under the same header. That kind of looks a little strange to me. So it's a difference between 1 CPT code and 2 CPT codes. What would be AAPC's stab in the dark answer if you had no other information? Would it be 1 code or 2 codes? Probably 1 code. We'd have to have some really good information that's just screaming at us that says we can use the second code. AAPC is really trying to make sure that y'all aren't overcoders, and they'll throw a bunch of stuff at you during the exam to make you think that you need secondary codes. Every once in a while you will need more codes, but in general, stab in the dark, I bet our answer is B. But this does get you down to just 2 answers, which you really want is a 50-50 shot. So all we need is time. These are super crazy. So you got to be sure and read these little areas. So our 224 is reported for at least 30 minutes. They have to at least spend 30 minutes, or other qualified healthcare professional, blah, blah, blah. Code that and that when at least an additional 30 minutes or over was used. So they have to have 1 hour. 1 hour mark before you can code this. The 45 minutes, meaning you had 15 minutes over, won't qualify. So you have to be 1 hour to get that one. So that's super helpful. Is there anything else about the nurse's communication or her time to be with the patient? Do we need to code that thing at all? I doubt it. Our answer is just B by itself. We can look at this and say about the add-on code. Can't be billed. Yep. And since the physician time is billable, you only bill, you should bill those services instead of the clinical staff time. So over the clinical staff time, we won't be able to bill. The doctor has to pay for his staff and their time to do their stuff, which isn't recoupable through claims or billing. So we're only going to bill the doctor, just 24. Let's see. When I get results of my E&M was 83 when I am weak in EM because it's just too much. It is too much. I refuse to learn it because by the time I learned integumentary, musculoskeletal, digestive, all the way through that book and ICD-10, it was just too much. I was like, no. But now my exam was back in 2019. Y'all's are a lot different. You're more E&M focused on this exam because with the cases, that brings you up to a total of 16 questions could be on your exam, E&M. But if you make an 83 on E&M because cases get a separate score, then that means you probably only missed one question, which is really good. I don't see the 24 in my book. Because it's out of sequence, it's going to be on page 67. If you're in a 2021 book, I'm not sure what page number that's on, but they are very bad out of sequence. They are 17 pages away from where they should be numerically. I think E&M is going to be redone for 2023, and we won't have so many E&M codes so far away from each other. We'll see. Yeah, they're out of sequence. It's on page 67. That's why it is vital that you find every single one of these red codes and you write the page numbers down of where they are. And even that the 425 and 426 is here, it should be right between the 44012 and your 441 is where you should be looking for it. And then it tells you they're not here. And then you go to page 67. And then you find them here after your 489. 489 is there. And then you find your 424. So you've got to get really good at looking up and finding these codes. These are codes that I've not gone over before and not used as questions, and that's probably why you've never looked them up or turned to those pages. It's real important to get to know your E&M section real well. It's just hard to find a practice exam question from AAPC on every single E&M code. It is. Let's see. Which of the following services is included in critical care when performing during critical care period by a physician providing critical care? Is. So we got an is. I'm so glad, Kenza. That's great. It's a new add-on code in 2021. It's not even there. Yeah, I have that document on Etsy that it tells you to go add it onto what page number, and you have to add in that add-on code. I did 20% on the cases because I don't know. You probably ran out of time, and or if you took it in person, it's at the end of the exam, or online, it'll be at the end. And 100 questions in, you've got brain fatigue by that time, and you just can't handle those big cases by the end. So if you take it in person, it's worth a shot to run to those first. Eliminate those before you get brain fatigue. Then do lab and path, do medicine, do cardiology, do the sections that are the worst for you. Leave the easy stuff, if there is such a thing as easy, maybe the med terms and terminology, prefixes, suffixes, and those kinds of things, and your compliance guidelines for the end when you've got brain fatigue. Yeah, don't read the cases. What are you reading the cases for? You don't need to do that. Go straight to the answers. Look at the headers. You can pick out the answers so much easier. I still can't find. I have the 2021 version. All right, hold on. Let's see. Where's my 2021? 2021. 22. 21. 2018. Good Lord, I got too many books. Here's my 2021. 2021. What number are we looking for? 424. So we're going to be back here. 424. 4, that's one of the add-on codes you need to add underneath that one. That's on page 63. 424. 4. It's supposed to be after the 83. I may not have added those because I didn't have enough time. 424. Did I add on these? The professional things. Let me bring up that document. Let's see. File, open sesame. Come on. 21 versus browse. 2021, 2022. Oh Lord, it's gonna be here. There you go. 2021. Okay, then I gotta go to Etsy because I can't find the document on my freaking computer. Let's see. And oh yeah, I gotta open up another. I gotta be on another desktop for that. Another desktop. We'll go here. Etsy. ETX. No, I did Etsy. And go to my listings. It looks like this. Nope. This right here. And then I go down here and download that sucker real quick. So let's see. Codes to be added. Yep, you gotta have to go to page 64. So this document is on my Etsy. You have to go to page 64 and you have to add in these 4 codes. You've got a mama and a child, a mama and a child, and this is where I wanted you to put them. I just didn't have time to do it, and this is what I tell you here is that you're going to go to page 64 before page 65, and you're going to add the heading Principal Care Management Services. You're going to add that CPT code, and you got to add those bullet points, something from those bullet points. Then you got to do its add-on code, and it's got too many do nots for you to mention, so you're going to have to leave that off. But you'll have to do the other 99426 with its other child code on that page. That's the only way you're going to end up having that info on your in your 2021 book. You only had 5 codes to add in 2021 in E&M. This was the 4 right here. And then we had to add the 99437 to page 63, which was right here. And this is just its add-on code for an additional 30 minutes. And then right after that, you had to add those 4 codes for the new provisional care. No one has said anything about that particular 4 code set being on the CPC exam this year, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, but that's what's going on there. The only other thing you had to update in E&M is you had to come to 99211 and you erased that last sentence. Usually the presenting problems are minimal. They wanted you to get rid of that one sentence for 2022. Other than that, E&M is updated. But I never did write in those codes. That's why I just typed up this document and told you what to do so you could make that book into a 2022 book as feasibly as possible. But I don't think it's going to matter at all. I don't think so. I think you're going to be just fine. But that's why you couldn't find those, is because they're not in your book. All right, let me go back to my other desktop. It's like one Gmail is logged onto this account, one Gmail is logged onto this one. So that's why I've got all these desktops open. And don't look at all the tabs I got open and all the documents. I wear out a computer, let me tell you. I wear out one. All right, there I am in E&M. Go back to this one question about which ones of these is included in critical care. Fidea, how's it going? Am I supposed to see you this week coming up? I hope so. I think I'm going to see you Monday, right? Somewhere around there, maybe. It's a holiday. I forgot about it. My boys are going to be home. Oh, Lord. But I think we're going to work together on. Kansas, so much fun. Go-kart. It's C. TikToker. Hey, Karen. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the heart. No worries, Jen. I pray you don't quit. No worries. I won't quit. Unless I fall off this spinning rock in our solar system next week. It's next week. Yeah, on Monday, I think. All right. Annie, still working away, even though she's already passed. Our answer is C, chest x-ray, and I do have a list of items right here that are all included in critical care. No matter whether they're boy, girl, I guess, that kind of stuff. Children, we can charge for intubating them, but I don't know if we really charge for ventilator management, but we do some vascular accesses that we can do for children, but in general, that's that question. Let's see what else I got on here. Somebody said the word case. Didn't I have a case here that I was trying to format? I don't know. No. Yep, no. It's not here. It's somewhere else. I don't know where I put it. Thought it was. I did that one the other night. That was the observation that was multiple days. So you had to build 2 different E&Ms. Okay. Annie's doing practice code while she's watching me. Oh my. Her eyes stopped and rolled. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, no. I wonder if I made a quiz for just cases. I've been making all these new documents, so I'm not sure what I've got now, but I don't think I did. I don't know where I put that new case. I found one the other day. All right, let's look at a modifier. 74, 52, no modifier, or anesthesia code only. So what's our 74? Our 74 is doctor discontinue after patient is already under anesthesia. And then 52 is our reduced services. So what happened? I would start from the bottom. How should we code this? And then I would start with the next sentence. Because of moderate severity, mental retardation, the patient was administered a general anesthetic prior to the procedure. What would we assign for the colonoscopy? I know, practice code. I hear horror stories. I don't even want to look at it. Somebody who has already passed has given me some insight, sent me the examples, but I don't even know what I'm going to do with all that. But I've got to research it, learn how to do it so that I can help you guys. What was I looking for? I know who I was looking for. I was looking for here. But what I can tell you is Wonderful Vision 01 in our study group has finished and passed all 4 modules of practice code. She is offered to help. Y'all hit her up if you get stumped. And Google is your friend. I would Google everything. Let me go say hi to my mom real quick. Oh, I thought that was my mom. You're back? What are you doing? Hey, Mom. How you doing? Good. Doing well. Basketball is harsh. It means you gotta move your legs. My kids don't know how to move their legs. They just bark orders. All right. I met her online. She's super nice. That's awesome. You remember this one from your mock exam? That's great. Yep, we are definitely going to be using our Modifier 74. Yep. Good job. Cardiology, somebody said. Let me bring up cardiology real quick. Where's cardio? You know I got cardiology up. Yep. Okay. What's something good I just posted? Ooh, I don't have these formatted yet. It's for spacing and stuff, but let's see. What about this one? And you know the interesting thing about, you remember this one from your mock exam, Kenza? That question came from the free questions that AAPC has in their monthly magazine. I don't know if your teacher or who wrote up your mock exam, but those were free questions. All right. Hey, MK, how's it going? Good to see you. Which additional procedure is used to measure the pressure difference across coronary artery stenosis? Well, heck, we ain't physicians. What would we need to know that for? But I guess we need to know. But we'll use clues. We're measuring pressure. Which one sounds like pressure measuring? Is it an ultrasound, a tomography, a flow, or a placement? That's how I would handle that question. It makes it more clear that a measurement might have something to do with flow, right? And that's the right answer. So don't get freaked out on these. Just take it one step at a time and see what you can do about it. Break down the words. See what makes sense. All right. We got tons of valves. So if we are left ventricular catheter is left, it goes through which heart valve? My poor old heart, I put so much data on it that you can't even see what's underneath it to begin with. Let me see if I get out. I've got a Virgin 2022 CPT book because it's so hard. My notes are all over the place and wrote all over everything. So I like having one that is blank and one that is written all over, just so that I have, the original stuff. But you're going to have your valves. You've got your aortic, your mitral valve. You've got your tricuspid. Yep. So you want to, and your pulmonary. So you want to be thinking about these areas for sure. And we're left ventricular. So which is left ven? Left ven? Left ventricular? There's right. There's left. So which one is closest? Which one is closest? Which one is passing through there? I remember and chose C. Let's see if I got it right. You are right. That is aortic valve. Yep. That a catheter is going to advance across your aortic valve into the left ventricular. And see, my notes have so much information in it. But you're going to go through your aortic valve, which is right there. Let me bring up another question. And okay. So ignore the answer to the one up above it. We did that one the other night, where we went and found in the Appendix L the gastropepi thing. So this is our new question, and it is unrelated to that. We're going to go look up our differences between our 75s and 78s, right? See if there's anything different. You know, normally we probably won't use codes with multiple codes. It's probably our one and only, but we can go see. 364. 364. 36475. Thank you for the heart roses. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. We've got our first vein and radio frequency. Do we have radio frequency? We do. And greater sap. Ooh, I did this one too in the middle of the night. I remember that vein because I remember writing it in our notes. And then I put down that it included ultrasound, which isn't in the descriptor, but it does say all imaging, but in particular, it does include ultrasound. So yeah, we did this one on Wednesday night, and our answer was A. Let me make sure I find one that we haven't done yet this week, because we did do that one. Scoochie, scoochie. We did angiography. We did true or false. Did we do which catheterization? So, what about this one? Arterial catheterization. When the tip of the catheter is manipulated from the insertion into the aorta and then out into another artery, it is called selective, non-selective, manipulative, or radical. Yes, I will do anesthesia. Thank you, MK. Sap is in the leg. Everybody saying C. It is selective. I don't know why. The tip of the catheter is manipulated. It is a selective catheterization. This question I got from, where was I at? I was, this is one of those from the Vita source right here. This particular AHEMA Clinical Press. I'm still working on these questions, seeing if we like them, if we don't like them, that kind of thing. But that's where I got this one from. They don't put any answers in this book. You have to go to the AHEMA website, register, put in a particular code that you get, and then they give you only the odd answers. They don't give you any of the even. So before you buy a book like this, know there are a lot of hoops to get through to even find answers to any of this and the rationale. It's not fun. But anyway, that's where that question came from. Anesthesia. I got some new ones for anesthesia too. Where's it at? Burns. I'm going to have to open it up. Let me find it real quick. Open. Come on, you can do it. I promise you can. All right. Anesthesia. I have to sweet talk it into going to go find all my stuff. Anesthesia. Exam. All right. A patient status for anesthesia, the modifier P6 means what? That's okay, Shauna. I had somebody cancel for Tuesday coming up this week, but that's a little soon. I know you probably want to wait till closer in the mid-September, so you should be able to find something. Absolutely. Yep, declared brain dead. Easy peasy one right there. Let's see. What else do I have? What is the qualifying circumstance code? And I don't have an A, B, C, or D for this one. For provided under emergency circumstances. So we have to go in emergency and knock somebody out for some reason. What would be your qualifying circumstance code for that? It's a good question. It just doesn't come with an A, B, C, or D. I'll have to make up something. But we can find our answer on page 77 if you have the 2022 book. And it's one of these. Yep. And I even put emergency condition right there. Yep. Yep. Let me erase some marks I've got all over this question. Oh, come on and focus. All right. We've got our 210. Let's go see that code real quick. 00210. What's going on there? 00210. We got inside the skull anesthesia. R11 is a craniotomy. R15 is cranioplasty, which is repair. And R20 is shunting procedure. So let's go see what kind of procedure we did. We're adding a shunt. So that's easy enough. We know we're going to use our 20. And we don't have any competing answers, so we'll just pick C. But if you wanted to do time, remember to never, ever, ever count and go through your question and get rid of anything that says the surgery time, procedure time, surgery time. Eliminate that. Get rid of the start time and end time of anything that says procedure, surgery time, because the only time that matters is anesthesia time. Started at 11 a.m., ended at 12:50. So we know we have 50 minutes, So our answer is definitely C. But don't go bothering looking for the time when every single answer is different. And the only reason we need to even look at anything would be just the CPT code. We don't need to look up the time during the exam, but just for funsies, I always like to, after this, is find out, you can even write this ventricular popliteal shunt right underneath the 220. You can always write the diagnosis of hydrocephalus also underneath your 220. Their questions might change, but they'll use the same wording even if the answers and questions change. You can also write bacterial meningitis underneath the 220. That kind of stuff is helpful. Anytime you do these practice exam questions, you see them presented by me, you can hit pause and try to read them and get that kind of info down. You done fell and hurt yourself again, did you?
No.
What are you coming in here for then?
Because I wanted to brag, I was making buckets.
You were bragging. You were holding your wrist like you were like, I gotta go to the ER again.
No, I was putting hands in.
Okay. Every time you go outside, you always injure yourself. So that's good. You hadn't lost your basketball touch, huh?
No.
That's good.
I wish I were that good in like actual games, though. Like playing actual basketball games instead of just friends.
Well, why wouldn't you be?
Because I'm nervous and there's like so many people that are watching.
I had the same issue during basketball and volleyball practice. I could shoot all day long with my friends or whatever in town, but you put me in a game full of stands of people and I'm like a deer in headlights, like, what do I do? But you know, it don't matter. You should play like nobody's looking at you anyway. That's the secret of life. You'll be a lot happier. K. Shut my door. K. Boys are so cute. Come in here holding his hand, but he was just rubbing in some hand sanitizer. I looked up and was like, oh God, that's the one that can't walk from one end of the house to the other without hitting walls. I swear my poor Jamesy is blind as a bat. Okay. All right. 009. 009. What header are we under? 009. Per diem, maybe? The 10? Yep. We got through the urethra, or our 12 is a resection with the bladder. So do we have only urethra mentioned, or do we have bladder mentioned? What have we got going on? We're doing a cystoscope, biopsy, which is what every single code is, the 10, the 12, the 14, the 16, and the 18. They're all urethroscopes, which is fine. Shining Woman, this was on your test? Awesome. I'll have to add this question to what was on the exam then. That's cool. Every once in a while I win a lotto and find one. So what did you answer? Which one was your answer? Did you do the A, or did you do a child and a mama code, or just the mama code? Could I zoom out, please? Is that helpful? Is that better? Everybody's saying A. It is A. You know, I like to look for similarities, and it makes you want to think it's 10, but the cool thing is if you know what your differences are on these codes. Like I know this is just urethra, and I know this one includes bladder. And then if you just look for your word, you can't go wrong, even when it seems to be misleading you that it's going to be one of these and you just need to know if it's adding another code or not. And you know that's a coding irregularity anyway. We can't code those two together. Because mama code, child code already includes everything that mama code is. So that's redundant. Yep. All right. Let's see what our next one is. If I've already done, let me erase some notes. I must have been tutoring somebody and I wrote all over these. Interocular. All right. Surgeries. 140. So your differences, we've got a non-specific generic procedure on the eye. Probably diagnostic because it's not specified. Is that one. R42 is for a lens. R44 is for cornea. And then R48 is a scope for glaucoma and iris issue is going on. So let's see, what do we got going on? We got a lens removal. And they're 83. Since there is no age in the CPT code, we can add our qualifying circumstances of age, but don't forget during the exam, if age is listed in the CPT code descriptor like this, you don't add your 99100. So be sure and look for those particular markers. If age is not listed, then we can use it. So if we're dealing with lens, I just stay with C and move on with my day too. This one ends up being a very long, lengthy case. You don't even have to worry about that. I love it when they're cases because they always list out what the heck the procedure is. And post-op, pre-op, whatever. So it makes the question a whole lot easier to answer, for sure. All right. Now, what else do people wanted to see? Lab and path. I remember that. Lab and path. Let me bring up that one. Do I not have lab and path up? Lab and path. And they wanted to see ICD-10 ones too. So I don't have lab and path up. Let me bring up ICD-10 real quick. Because I was playing in these before I started this live. Bring up a question. Somebody asked me about D96 and 5. I'll look up that in just a second. So this one we've got ICD-10s. Oh, we do have one in D. And then a few in K. And then query the physician. Probably more than likely it'll be query the physician, right? Our Ks are in general digestive issues. Our Ds in general are our neoplasms to blood disorders or something, depending on where you're at. We do have somebody being queried about anemia, so it might be a question about that. Let's check out our scenario here. We just need to look from the bottom. I'm just curious about what diagnosis. A physician progression notes say post-operative day states anemia, hemoglobin, hematocrit fall significantly after surgery. Blood transfusions are ordered. How was anemia coded? They have cancer. Doc did state anemia after a surgery. What do you think? Didn't specifically say what type of anemia. You know, there's a lot of different types of anemia. What does D62 say? If we go to our acute post-hemorrhagic anemia, which is our D62, it's got some excludes. How would y'all do this one? MK, what did you want me to repeat? I've lost all sense of where I was at when I said anything. OBGYN, that's right. 5,000, 6,000 carcinoma D. Because the patient had a hemorrhage after surgery and their hemoglobin was affected. Let's see what all they had to say. So A is the incorrect answer. B is the incorrect answer. They're given rationale why they're incorrect too. And C is the incorrect answer. D is the correct answer because the D64 would be assigned. What is D64.9? Anemia unspecified would be assigned the correct code for the documentation provided. However, an opportunity exists to improve your documentation based off being more specific. If the doc just says they're anemic, states anemia in the chart 2 days after the surgery, you notice in the lab work that the hemoglobin and hematocrit had dropped significantly since the surgery, and the op notes told you they did have a blood transfusion during surgery, but nobody made any comments. You can't bill off of lab work. Number one, you can't bill off of that. And doc only said anemia. It would end up being unspecified. Oof. Now, off the op note saying they were transfused, I would question that since you can bill off of op notes, but yeah, right? Like I said, these are not real life scenarios. I know for a fact we cannot bill off a lab. So that hemoglobin and hematocrit, we can't bill off of that. That's just garbage. Now, noting that the patient was transfused during surgery, that could be standard, could be routine, could be part of the surgery. I don't know. What else could it be? They could have been sickle cell or some other thing going on, unrelated. If they're not telling you it's post-traumatic surgery hemorrhage, you can't bill it if they didn't say it, even though you pretty much know for a fact that's what it is. You're gonna have to query your doc. That was a tough one. Yeah, In real life, you'd know it'd be D62 all day long and no one would question those records. But, you know, they're trying to teach you something. You know, they don't pay you to code everything non-specific. They're going to pay you to be specific in coding. So, you know, yeah. Anyway, that's crazy. Somebody said you wanted 5,000, 6,000 in OBGYN. Okay. Okay, that's the last one there. Those are 4,000s. Somebody wanted diagnosis of the, sorry, I meant to look for the B95 or 96, I think it was. Or D. Was it D or B? Somebody said earlier. That's in every single answer, so that's not helpful. I need something with different ones. That's in every single answer. Every single answer. I need some with varying. That's unhelpful. Unhelpful. That's all unhelpful. I need them to be varying, I bet. There isn't any. I don't have any with the B's. If it was B's. Or was it D's? Yeah. They do sort of make their own rules. They do. I mean, they do. And then your own doctor's offices and own medical groups will make up their own rules too, based off their contracts. It's just the way it's going to be. Everybody makes up their own rules and you'll learn them as you go. It's all right. All right. We've got some 51 sixes. Let's go see what's going on there. 516. Just be conservative. Super conservative. That would be super conservative by saying it's non-specific. Super conservative. Okay. 1616. They do not want you to be over coders, and that's what these questions are leading to. So we're introducing something into the body. We have our generic code written down twice. For our reflux checking, our 05 is for, what do I have down there? Chain. I have the word chain. Why do I have chain? We're in the bladder under this page, supposedly. And they're both urocystographies. One's for voiding, and one is placement of a chain. So we just need to know, are we doing a voiding test or are we placing something, a chain? And I do see voiding. Yep. I see voiding. They're both insertion of something. Sorry. One's an injection and one is a... Yep, we're just injecting some dye so we can watch and see if the ureter doesn't empty in the bladder all the way, or if the ureter backs up and regurgitates some of the urine back out of the bladder before it stops. And that's what the voiding test is for. So first things first is to eliminate what you want to get, and then check your differences between your radiologies. And then don't forget, when you find your answer, go on and write that 7,000 with the correct answer, and then write some of these important information that's not in the CPT code descriptor that might make you understand where it's at the next time you see this one. Let's see if y'all are right. We do have a D listed as our answer for this one. So that's good. That's good. Let me see if I can find a OB one for you. F. Pregnancy. And I'm going to, oops, didn't mean to do that. Now I gotta find it again. Pregnancy. And then I gotta click this to stay there. Okay. Erase that. And I can get rid of that. So 59120. Is our open surgery. 21 is open also, but it is fallopian tube. And then our 130 is abdominal. And then our 51 is everything. And it's under laparoscopic, where all the rest are open. Oops, that one's the laparoscopic one. The 50 is. Everything else is open surgery. So we just need to find out, did they do an open surgery? So down at the bottom, we're going to look for anything that says they stitched up the body or went in abdominal incision. That's open, so we can get rid of our laparoscopic right away. So it is a difference between here. We just need to know, did they remove fallopian tubes, ovaries, everything, nothing? What did they do? We could be abdominal or vaginal for 20. 21 includes a tubal or ovarian. And then our 30, is it 30? 30 is abdominal pregnancy. We don't have an abdominal pregnancy. We have an ectopic pregnancy in where? Where's the pregnancy? In the fallopian tube. So we know it can't be 30. It's just a difference between your 20 and your 21. Process of elimination and looking for associations would have gotten you to this point anyway, a whole lot faster, just in case you wanted to try that. 20 and 21 are the closest two answers together, near each other. These other two are outliers. You can get rid of them to begin with, and then just concentrate on what the difference is between just these two. Okay, zone out so y'all can see the whole question. They took out the affected tube only, not all of them, but just the affected tube with the pregnancy. no ovary, and nothing else. They're saying the answer is A. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to explain it to you. Did they do surgical intervention due to hemorrhaging patient? Effective. Okay. All they did was remove one tubal, which they've got the tubal in here. Right there. The tubal. And remember, AAPC doesn't want you to be an overcoder, so being conservative and coding the first code is usually always the better bet. But this handles your tubal pregnancy. It handles our open procedure, and it removes that tubal pregnancy, and that's all they did with the one fallopian tube. What's going on completely inside here? Fallopian tube and ovary without removal. Why do I have that? Fallopian tube / ovary without removal. How would they do it without a removal? It says without. Okay. Yeah. That's why I coded and I just removed those words because it's not included. The 20 is the one that has everything in it. Remove tubes or ovaries. This one is without any removal. Why they would and what the procedure is doing, how would you get rid of the pregnancy without any removal? And it's in the tube. Do they do just a rotor-rooter inside the tube? Maybe. I'm just trying to think of what is going on in this procedure. We don't have any clarification or what, they've never gone over these codes and put them in one of these insider views. They don't have anything listed to where I could go look up and see what's inside those. Because these insider views are super handy dandy, because if they go over them, then you've got a full clinical description of the CPT code and a example of each one. But if you notice, all the codes here, some of them have the CPT assistant, but it's rare. None of these do. They've never gone over any of these anywhere. These have insider changer views right there. But this whole section has never gone over or through. So it'd be interesting to see the full descriptor of that. But yeah, that's without. You want to make sure we've got no removal marked on that one. Even my notes aren't, I don't know. I need to make a clearer note that says there's no removal there. All right. See. Endometrial biopsy, uterine ablation. Trying to find another pregnancy real quick. F. Let's see what else we got. Okay. This question I actually do not have an answer to. I just have the question. We can help each other answer it. And let me move. I don't even have the answers moved around to the top where I want them. It was just a question I found that I don't have an answer to yet. Okay. So this will be fun. All right. So we've got our 94s, which I've told y'all before. These are super fun to do because I like my OBs. So our 94s means they were a vaginal baby, right? We went, I better watch my tone. We went natural terms. We went natural that way. So anything with the 94 in it is the natural way of giving birth, right? And then anything with the 95 means it's a C-section. And then anything with a 96 is a combo. We went natural, failed at it miserably, and ended up having a C-section. So that's how I remember these. So that's a C-section followed by a natural. But like in integumentary, if we have a C-section with twins and one's vaginal, one's C-section, we always code the more difficult baby first. It doesn't matter who came out first. So that would be twins, one vaginal, one C-section. We got, that's probably a coding irregularity where we would code a natural baby with a C-section that way. You'd never code it with a 94 before a 95. That just ain't going to ever happen. So we could get rid of that. And I got C down twice. So maybe C's our answer. Maybe that's why C's down there twice. Anyway, sorry, I know I haven't finished formatting these yet. But this one is in right order where we have a C-section first and then our natural. This one is just nothing but a C-section in one baby. And this one is just, we would not times 2 anything. So we would get rid of that. If we have twins, we only know we can only have one answer. Yeah, because we wouldn't code twins that way. We wouldn't code twins that way. And we wouldn't code twins that way. The only way we code twins is by C. Everything else is a coding irregularity, if that makes any sense. Oh, sorry. Go back. I was trying to erase, but that is that. So that is a coding irregularity. That's not twins. That's a coding irregularity. The only thing that could possibly be coded is C, even without looking at anything. But here's your question. Yes, go-kart, there's a removal of a tube with our 59120. Our 120 includes ectomies. Sorry, it's shiny to me, but see, the ectomies is a removal, ectomies. But this one, the 120, no ectomy, without. I draw a line through that ectomy and draw a line through that ectomy. You have to know your suffix for this one. Very unclear notes, very unclear descriptors. So that's positive removal, no removal. I don't know what they're doing there. Ectopic pregnancy with no removal? What are we doing? I don't understand that one. I know they were talking about having some rotor rooters for the fallopian tubes where they could sweep it out and let it pass naturally, but a lot of those instruments injure the fallopian tube. Doctors don't know how to use them. We really need a computer program or a machine to do it, because human hands aren't good enough for that kind of stuff. But yeah, we ain't there yet, but I know they tried several times. Like they tried birth control, that is this rotor-rooter wire that goes through your fallopian tubes and just kind of plugs them up. Don't get that birth control, whatever you do. Good gracious. No. Anyway. Yeah. All right. So that's our pregnancy one. I hope I didn't make that all so confusing. But that's cool. Cool, cool, cool. Here's another one that is a pregnancy that I for sure do not have an answer for. All I see is A, B, C, or D, right? Yep, that's all I see. Okay. And put my mousey there. So that's not an answer to this one. All we have is A, B, C, and D, and I don't have an answer to it. So anyway, we've got our 96s. Those are all part of that section of deliveries where it is delivery after previous C-section. So we're all under the same header, so we ain't got to worry about that. We do have our 10, which will be a total package. So we just need to see, did we have any prenatal care, post-op care, and delivery? So we have delivery of the baby. The same doctor also provided the prenatal care. You need to know that that means prenatal. And we'll do all the follow-up care. So we know we're going to have mega big, which is our 10. When we get down to the 12, that means we did not do prenatal or post-op care. So it would get rid of those two things. So no prenup, no post-op. And then our 18 is also a total package. After attempting a vaginal but delivering as a C-section. Did we attempt vaginal today? She wants to attempt vaginal, so that one's in the possibility range. Could possibility be. Our 20 is going to be delivery only, so that one's out of the range. So we have 2. Does your 10 include trying to have it vaginally? That one is supposed to be a positive vaginal after a C-section. This one is we attempted vag but ended up doing a C-section. So we just need to know what happened during the delivery. She wished to attempt, and after a short labor, the baby was delivered. They say nothing about a C-section. So yay, she was successful. She was. Which one do you think she is? Yep, A or B. Anybody get their differences? Our 18 is unsuccessful, and our 20 is unsuccessful. Our 10 and 12 are successful. So we definitely are not our 18 because they ended up having to do a C-section when they're in the 18s. It's unsuccessful. This one ended up being successful. Short labor and delivery. Pop that baby right on out. And you see how vague they are in the op note, where they don't tell us they did a C-section, so we have to guess, sort of. I mean, they said they were going to attempt a vaginal delivery. They don't quite go out and say they did a vaginal delivery, which takes me back to our diagnosis one earlier today, where we had one that said we had anemia, but didn't quite say we had post-op complication anemia. But, they just willy-nilly pick what they say is okay to not have in the question and then say what they can have not in the question. Who's saying long time no say? Hey, J Star, I had my CPC exam today and your process of elimination helped you so much. Yay, that's awesome. I just wanted to stop by and say thank you. I feel in my bones I passed. I am shaking in my bones, hoping so much that I did make a difference, that process of elimination, looking for coding similarities, is what helped you get through. Thank you so much for taking the time out to say I did help a little bit. That's awesome. There's nothing like one of the very first ladies that I ever talked to who told me last year, the first time she walked out of that CPC exam, she sat in her car and just cried. She saw me and saw what I was doing, restudied, repracticed those practice exam questions, went and took it the second time and walked out early and happy. Just knew she passed, and she went out to that car to just turn on the radio and sing all the way home. And just hearing that I made that kind of difference in her life was great. That just made me do this even more. So thanks for taking the time out to say I at least reduced your stress and made the day a whole lot better. That's awesome. That's great. Oh man, what time is it? Oh my gosh, I've gone over. It's 8:45 here, haven't I? Is my twinkle yelling at me yet? Miss Jen, is there a video of the process of elimination? Thank you for the heart. Did we make our goal? We're almost there. We only need one more for a goal. I've never made a goal. Wait a minute, I did achieve it. You're awesome. I've never done whatever that is, and TikTok is just screaming at me. It's clapping at me, so I don't know what that means, but thank you. And that'll go to free notes for somebody too. We did a drawing today, and this person won free notes. If she's already passed her CPC exam and I find out and doesn't need my notes anymore, we'll redraw. But just in case she shows up. Is there videos? Yes, I've got quite a few of them on TikTok. And I have them labeled process of elimination. So when you go through these TikToks, go to my profile and get to where you bring them all up like this and look for the yellow wording, and it's going to say process of elimination. There's going to be quite a few of them. I'm starting to do what I consider teaching videos. I only did 2 today, but that are just short to the point, and they're more academic. Like, this is what you need to know in this section of the book here, info, instead of all this random stuff. But process of elimination, I did quite a few of those back to back. Where are they at? Seventh character. They're far back. 3 of 3 explained. Good Lord. All right. When it says medical coding hack, That's process of elimination. You see right there, it says process of elimination. So that one right there is one. There's going to be some more right here because I was doing them more often in that. There we go. Eliminating wrong answers. That's process of elimination. That one is too. CPC exam help. Yeah, that's going to be process of elimination. That one right there is process of elimination. Right there. So quite a few. I'll do some more. That one's going to be process of elimination. And then here's a bunch of them right in a row. Every one of those 4 right there are all process of elimination. So that's 6 at least right there that's going to help. So, yes, TikTok. You collected all the points for sure. And eyes of God. Oh, gosh. I don't know. I got 50 years to make up for, so I hope so. I hope to make a difference in y'all's lives. There was nothing like sitting through 2019 and taking this exam, but watching all those people in AAPC's Facebook group say, I've taken it again and I didn't pass. I've taken it again. I did the course. I did this. I did that. What am I doing wrong? It was devastating to sit there during COVID and watch everybody not pass. And I'm like, it can't, what's going on? Yeah. So yeah. And then, you've got all these people that have been helping all these AAPC people, for years, and they're promoted by AAPC. Go to these people. They'll help you. And then those people aren't saying much other than what is in the instructions of what's in the front of the CPT book. I mean, exactly what is in the front on how to use the CPT book is exactly what you're paying for, to be re-explained to you in a different scenario. And yeah, that's not helpful at all either. You need, from the exam point of view, how to pass. And no amount of learning coding is going to help you pass that exam, because the exam is coded for you. You need to learn how to pick out the right answers from the exam point of view. And no one was teaching that. So, yeah. And then my college kid gave me the idea of how to take the exam, because I'm dyslexic and ADHD way off the charts. So exams written have always been a challenge for me. I did first grade twice, but he said, go to the answers first. That's how I do my question. He's got 2 degrees in college. That's how I pass all my exams with A's, and I'm in and out in an exam in 15 minutes and done. And everybody else is barely opening their books. And I don't even open my books. I go to the answers first. I'm like, dude, really? Okay, so I studied that way. And he told me that. And I took that process and went and took my exam. And then made some TikToks about how I couldn't see AAPC sitting there during COVID and watching all those people put all that money into those courses and not pass, and watch them devastating, results, not being able to pass. And they spent all their money, any COVID money they might have gotten, all that stuff, the extra money didn't go towards their family. It went towards education that didn't teach them how to pass the exam. And I just made a TikTok about it and sort of blew up into this. And I'm just happy to help. I'm hoping to get other educators to see how much of a benefit it would be for them to start teaching courses from the exam point of view too, and how good it could be for their classes. I have somebody in our group right now who said they paid for a teacher-led course this month or whatever, or the last few months, and every single student did not pass, and they all went and took it at the same time last weekend or the weekend before, and that's just, I couldn't handle that. I mean, at least I've already got, 6 this week that passed. That's great. I know I'm teaching, I got 12,000 followers, but not every one of them's taken the exam this week. But out of who did, at least I've got 6, I'm getting better odds, and I'm hoping that maybe it'll influence other teachers. I know Zany Randy, the other guy here on TikTok who's been trying to help out, he follows and comes into the lives too to learn stuff. So I think, or something, I'm not sure what he's doing, but I'm hoping that it just spreads like wildfire, and all the teachers can maybe try a few of my techniques to help out their students too, and maybe it'll just change the education side of medical coding for the better, because we just need y'all in the jobs. They got tons of job openings, and we just need you in there to make a difference. Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you guys for all the love handle hearts and the likes. We've got almost 10K likes, the shares. I recommend you to at least one person every day in the Facebook group. I know. Yep. It's so heartbreaking to see them struggle like that. It's awful. I've had people that I've tutored that have taken it 9 and 10 times before they find me. Yep. It is time, Twinkle. I love y'all too. And I hope, there's nothing better than getting out of retail or not making any income, but being able to make some income for your family. And then that just betters your community, which will better, make your state better, your education better, because the state will have more tax money. I mean, it would just spread like wildfire. And there's plenty of positions in medicine for everybody. You don't have to be a coder with your CPC. You can be like me and do HEDIS measures. That's what I do. And they are always needing people to learn about HEDIS. There isn't anything that you can't Google and find out about. HEDIS measures. We need people that can do CHAPS measures. Both of those industries need people. And every single one, I got a picture the other day from, AAPC has a survey up right now about how much you make and what certification do you have. So when I was filling out mine, our group uses Allscripts. They had a nice list of all the EHRs listed. And so I grabbed it thinking this would be great to show everybody, because look at this list. Advanced MD, SRS, CPSI, those are all EHR companies. They need coders, somebody to go into their system, search their CPT codes and their descriptors, make sure they're right, be super users in their system. I can tell you how much contract work I've done with other companies that I go into their system and see if I can't break it by adding in codes and modifiers and things that would go together to see if I can break it. These companies need coders too, and you can work from home training other groups that buy Allscripts or another system in how to use their system when a new group buys their system. We don't have anything universal in the healthcare system. And when a new group decides to go with Apria or Advanced MD system, they need somebody to train them, and you can train them remotely on Zoom, all their doctors. And you can also, when they find an issue or something doesn't work for them through their system, you as a coder know where it goes, where it doesn't go, where it should be going. And if they do break it, then you get to help them fix that issue. So I do that too in my spare time. I love that kind of stuff. So, yeah, another idea for you guys. Grab that. Another thing to think about too is when you're applying for jobs, Google the company. If I was going to Google like Monarch is a really big company in healthcare, and they got a butterfly on their symbol. I want to know what EHR they have before I apply for a job as a coder with them. I would find out what EHR they have and then go YouTube their videos on that system. You can even contact that company and say your medical group is deciding whether or not they want to use your company or Allscripts. Do you have any training videos I could watch or any PDFs you could send me on your system so I can bring your system and Allscripts or something else to my doctor's office and see if they want to change? And they'll even give you probably 8 hours of free training with somebody in the office. You could get trained in their system before you even apply for a job. Then when you're interviewed, you could talk about how their system works. That's what I did when I applied for jobs, but it's been 13 years since I switched jobs. But I mean, there's a lot you can be proactive about. And even just looking at YouTubes on where do I even put in the patient name, even just having any kind of information about any of those systems will put you ahead of anybody else in the CPC field who just got their apprenticeship that doesn't know how to use one of those systems. But you could also get a job as one of those systems remotely. Anyway, just some advice. I know I've gone 30 minutes over. I'm going to head out and I will try to do some YouTube lives tomorrow and Sunday like I did last weekend, where I just randomly come on, and I'll let y'all know in our Discord group and our Facebook group to let you know when I go on, and we'll do some more practice questions. Unless I end up going gallivanting with the boys somewhere out of town. But I don't think we will. I don't know. They need haircuts. I need to get the oil changed in the car. So other than that, I should be home. But I should do something fun with them because I've ignored them all week. So we'll try to do something, but then get back and do some YouTube lives, okay? I hope this is helpful, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Don't forget to send those emails if y'all want to be entered in on a drawing for free notes. Put raffle in the subject line. You're welcome, guys. I hope it's been helpful. Arizona time. Yeah, I'm always on Arizona time. But tomorrow, I don't know what time. Like I said, I got to get the oil changed in the car. The boys need haircuts, and I need to do something fun with them. I don't know. I need to do something fun with my mom, too. They might want to go see a movie, but I hate going to the movies because there's too many people. I don't like being stuck 2 hours next to somebody I don't want to sit next to who might be coughing all over me. It just drives me nuts. But there ain't nothing else to do in this town. I know. My mom likes to go gambling, but I can't do that because I don't want to leave Travis by himself. But and gambling is fine with the slot machines because if there's somebody creepy I don't want to sit next to, I just move to a different machine. So that's fine, but I just have to have a sitter for Travi. James won't leave his computer, so he's fine, but Travi needs a babysitter. Just passed my CPC. Oh, Kim, did I help you too? You're like the fourth person who jumped into my live today to tell me they passed. Are you kidding? Is that 3 or 4, guys? Go to Vegas. I know, right? Annie passed. Kim passed. That is so great, Kim. I'm so happy I helped. some way. That is awesome. That's like, how many? I had 10 this week. Easy. 10 people passed this week. Easy peasy. That's awesome. Yeah, just put a few quarters in the machine. See if it hits. Last time she lost her money. I gave her a little money to gamble and she lost it, but then I won enough to cover what she lost. So that was nice. So we just broke even. That was great. The last time we went out. You passed your CPC. Love it. Love the little Canadian little symbols. Or is that just fall leaves? It looks so pretty. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's fantastic. It's been a really good work. Yes, all my notes are for sale on Etsy, but also they're for sale on my website. They're a little bit cheaper on my website because I don't have to pay Etsy fees, and that's where I keep all the ICD-10 notes and HitPix notes. Those are there on my website, medicalcodingbyjen.com. Look under the shop. You can use the password I will be CPC as a coupon code on my website if you want to, for some money off. And then the password for Etsy, if you're buying 2 or more items, is, what is it? 30%. And then my name, Jen, Jen. So this is for medicalcodingbyjen.com website. If you're spending $30 or more, I will be CPC will work. And then this one is if you're buying 2 items or more, 30% off, Jen. So yes, they're all there. Whatever you need. But my website, medicalcodingbyjen.com, has a page under the members page that says CPT book prep. It'll teach you picture by picture of how to make your own notes so you don't have to buy anything. And that's under members, under CPT book. And it also goes over ICD-10 and some guideline notes. You just have to click on each picture to get the instructions. So hopefully that's helpful. It says, hey there, Jen. I can't remember your name, but I remember your face. TikTok has gotten rid of my stuff where I can see the names, and it just says user. But I know the face. I know the face. I'm trying to think. It says, I'm finally going to get this thing going again. You're the best. Thank you. Congratulations, Kim. All right, guys. It's Lisa. That's right, Lisa. I had a Lisa pass today. I had 2 Lisas pass this week, by the way. It's a good sign. It's a perfectly good sign. It's time to get our 3rd Lisa going. Yep. All right, guys, I am truly going to get off here. All right, guys. I'll post this up on AAPC. I am the CPC godmother, right? I will see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully, on YouTube. See you later. And so much for all the gifts, helping me meet some sort of target. First time ever doing that, 11,000 likes and all the shares. Thank you.